Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to the CloudOps Junction. In today's video, we are diving into Azure Network Peering, a powerful features that allow to connect Azure Virtual Network seamlessly. Whether you are setting up a hybrid cloud environment or a hub and spoke model or a multi-region infrastructure, VNet peering ensure the low latency and a secure communication between two VNets without using gateways or a public internet. We will talk about hub and spoke model in a separate video. We will have a dedicated video on hub and spoke model, so don't worry about it. By the end of this video, you will understand what is a VNet pairing, how it work, types of pairing, uh, common use cases, and I will show you a quick demo as well in Azure Portal how to set up uh, the VNet pairing between two virtual networks. So let's start it. If I say what is a VNet pairing, what is the definition? VNet pairing is a service that connect two virtual network, allowing resources in both the VNet to communicate each other using private IP address and it use Microsoft high-speed backbone network. Yes, there are some key benefits also. It's low latency and high bandwidth. No need of VPN gateway and a public IP address to communicate. Secure in a private communications. Support both same regions and cross regions pairing. We will cover this topic as well. Scale easily, no single point of failure. There is no failure. So it's make ideal for an enterprise grade of architecture that demand and performance and securities are up to the mark. Now, the questions come into our mind is how does a VPN pairing works? So this is a small diagram that let's try to explain it. So when we pair two virtual network, Azure establish a direct point-to-point link between them. In the diagram, you will see we have a VNet 1 and a VNet 2, and you see there is a virtual machine in a VNet 1 and a VNet 2 as well. All right. Now, what it does, it communicates between VNet 1 and VNet 2 in a private IP address by using Azure Backbone Network. As well as the connection is non-transitive, means if VNet 1 if VNet 1 is paired with VNet 2 and VNet 2 is paired with VNet 3, suppose there is a one more VNet, then VNet 3 or a VNet 1 will not be able to communicate or talk directly. You have to do some routing to make that work. That is called as transitive pairing. We will cover that topic also. So the important is IP address space must, while we are pairing two networks, there are two things that we need to consider, two, three things. One is IP address space must not be overlap between two virtual network, otherwise it will not pair. Second is you can optionally enable gateway transit or traffic forwarding to remote VNet access. That can be done it. Third is DNS pairing is not automatically across peer network. If you configure custom DNS, you will need to configure a custom DNS if required. All right. Now, okay, suppose we have this virtual network over here created by the name of VNet 1. All right. And it has some of and under it you have created two different subnet 1 and subnet 2. This is subnet 1 and this is subnet 2. By default, there is a pairing between these two. Automatically, these are paired between. Subnet 1 and subnet 2 is automatically paired. So, if you create a VM inside it, VM1 and VM2, then what will happen? VM1 will be able to communicate to the VM2, and VM2 will be able to communicate to VM1. That's mean within the VNet, if you create different subnets, those will be able to communicate without doing a pairing. Pairing is not required. Automatically pairing is done. Now, let's take a different scenario. We have two different VNets like this. Okay. And inside it, let's make it a name of VNet1 and let's give a name of VNet2. And these two have different IP address as well. Let's take this has a IP of /0/16. Similarly, this has 20.0.0.0.0/16. Okay, these two have two different IP address. Now, because there are two different VNets and inside it we have a subnet created. Let's create a subnet1, and the IP range that is coming over here is 10.0.1.0/24. Let's give a IP range of 24. Similarly, we have one subnet created over here. Subnet name is subnet2 and the IP address is 20.0.0/24. And if I create a virtual machine inside it, like VM1, if I create a virtual machine like VM2, then by default, there is a communication is not established. We have to do a pairing under it. So when we do a pairing between two virtual networks, this is not known as, okay, before going to that concept, suppose we have created this virtual network suppose this is created on East US region, similarly on East US region. So these types of pairing is known as virtual pairing, we can say it local pairing, or we can say it regional pairing. However, if we have a, suppose if we have a, this VNet is created on East US and this is created on Central US, then these two are different regions. If there is a pairing between East US and Central US, this is called as global VNet pairing. Theoretically, these are different because these are in a different location. That's why they have given a different name. But practically, if you try to do the pairing, there will be no difference. Both the way they are configured, both are similar. Okay, this is the basic difference between regional, local, or a virtual VNet pairing is pairing that is done in the same region. A global pairing is the pairing that is done across the region, in a different region, you can say. Suppose one is in East US and second is in Central US or maybe on East Europe. That is called as global pairing. Let's try to do it a practical as well, where we will set up a two demo VNet and we will put a pairing between them and we'll try to do a test, a ping test as well, and we'll see how a pairing works. So now we have logged into our Azure portal. First of all, if we see our diagram, we have to create two different VNet. One is VNet 1, and the IP address range that we are taking would be 10.0.0/16, and another one is 20.0.0/16. So first we will create two VNet, two subnet, same as this one, and we'll create two virtual machine and we'll try to ping those virtual machine and see if these are able to ping it. And then we will start with the peering concept demo. Sorry. So we click on Azure Virtual Network. I will create a new RG called VNet peer -RG. All right, I will create this name. Let's take a VNet 1 East US. Next, next IP address range that we want to take it. As per our diagram, it was /16 only, I guess. Yes, it was /16 only and /24. Let's take it. Okay, /24. We will next review and create. So we have a subnet 1 with 10.0.1.0/24. Let's go back, create the another one. Now we will create a VNet 2. Create. Let's create in the same RG. We'll put the name VNet 2. Let's create in the same. Next, next. IP address that we will take this time would be, let's give it 20. Okay, let's add the subnet as well. Subnet 2. We will give it 10.0.1./24. Add subnet 2, review, and let's create. All right, VNet 2 is created. Let's refresh. This is the IP address, and the subnet should be 20.1.0/24. So we have two different VNets. If I come back, VNet 1 and VNet 2, and subnets we have created. Now we have to create two virtual machines to test the peering first. So what I will do, I will create one virtual machine over here. Let me quickly spin up the virtual machine and then we will start it from there. So the virtual machines are ready. So what I have done, I have created two different virtual machines in both the VNet. And if I click on VNet 1 and if I go to network settings, you will find this VM1 is created under VNet 1 and subnet 1. This is the IP address. Let's take a note of it and update into our diagram. So this is the IP address. All right. And if I click on VM2 network setting, it's created on VNet 2, subnet 2, and this is the IP address. Let's make a note of it and update into our diagram. All right. Now we have the VM virtual machine created. Now what we will do, we will connect to the one of the VM or both the VM and try to ping the servers. Before pinging the server, we have to turn off the firewall and see if the ping is working or not. Let's do that. So I have logged in. So I have logged into one of the virtual machine. Let's see the IP address. If I run ipconfig, it will show you the IP address. It is 10.0.1.4. So if I go to the other virtual machine, this is the other virtual machine, and if I run the IP config, it has 20.0. Let's try to ping 10.0.1.4. That was the IP address. This one /-t, and you will see it will not be able to communicate. The reason why it is not able to communicate, because as of now we have not set up any peering between these. So this machine is not able to communicate to this machine, this virtual machine, and this virtual machine is not able to do this. To make this work, we have to establish the peering. Let's go back to the Let's click on VNet pairing, VNet 1. And if you scroll it little down, you will find an option called pairing. And if you click on add, it will pop up. Now you have to give the pairing name. Let's give it a pairing 1. Name it as a pairing 1. You have to give the you have to select it might be possible you have a different subscriptions and you want to do the pairing between them. You can actually do that. You can click the subscription from your drop down menu and you can do it. We don't have multiple subscriptions, so we have to select the one that we have. Now I want to do it pairing between VNet 1. Now what we are doing the PNet from VNet 1 to where we have the destination. So we will select the VNet 2 over here. Now we have to select a couple of options. All right. First is allow VNet access to VNet 1. Okay, we want to do that. Allow VNet to receive forwarded traffic from VNet 1 to VNet 1. What it means actually. Enable gateway or remote server on VNet 2 to forward traffic or VNet, or enable VNet to 1 to remote gateway to 1. Let's try to understand this concept. If I scroll it down, suppose you have a hub subscription or hub VNet created over here. All right, we have this hub and spoke model. Let's take it this way. We have a VNet. Let's take it spoke 1 and let's take it spoke 2. Now, this have a connectivity between this and it has a connectivity between this. Now, what it says forwarded traffic. If any traffic that is coming from spoke 1 to hub can be forwarded to VNet 2. This is called as forwarded traffic. And in case if a traffic is coming from spoke 2 can be forwarded to spoke 1. This is called as forwarded traffic. This is called forwarded traffic. All right. And second was allow VNet gateway or a remote server VNet 2 to forward the traffic to VNet 1 or vice versa. Let's try to understand that one also. Let's take example. You have a VNet 1 over created over here. All right. And you have a on-prem server, your on-prem environment over here, as well as you have created the VNet 2 as we have created in our subscription. Now, this is already, you have already paired this one. Okay. There is a connectivity. You have bidirectional, you have already set up it here. Bidirectional, it is working. Now, to have a connectivity between on-prem, you have to put some appliances over here. Let's put a VNet gateway. Let's put a VNet gateway over here. Okay, vGateway, I'm putting it as a name. And it has a connectivity. We have set up a connectivity between this to this. Now, if we want VNet 2 to communicate to the on-prem, there are two ways. Either you set up another VNet gateway over here, VG, and you do a pairing over here, and you connect it to here. Okay, this is the one way to do it. But this is not the practical way to do it. This is it can be done, but ideally in the scenario, this is not recommended because there is a cost associated to the gateway. So what can be done? You can do you can enable the settings where VNet 2 where VNet 2 can use VNet 1 gateway that is associated to 2 to access our on-prem resources. So to allow that, we have to enable these settings. All right. Now let's go back. No, one more thing before jumping into here. We are doing it from VNet 1. This is our primary. Then this will become our remote. This will become our remote VNet. Okay. This will become our remote VNet. All right. This is the remote and this is our primary. Let's go back. We are doing it from peer 1 to VNet 2. That will be our remote gateway. So we want to allow VNet 2 to access VNet 1. That is from VNet 2 to VNet 1. We want to allow to receive traffic forwarded from VNet 2. Yes, we want to do it. As of now, we do not have any gateway or routing servers. So we don't want to allow this service. In case we have set up this thing in our environment, we can use that. Okay. Now this one our peer 1. Let's do it for peer 2 as well. Same VNet 1, we wanted to access VNet 2 from VNet 1 to VNet 2, and from VNet 1 to we want to forward the traffic to VNet 2. As usual, we do not have a gateway or a routing server, so we don't need these two settings. Let's simply apply it. It will take around 30-40 seconds. So our VNet pairing is completed. It says peer with 2. It is fully synced, it's connected. Where it is connected, it's connected to VNet pair 2. All right, let's go back to our servers where we have started the ping. You can see from the server, the ping has started going now. And if I go to the other server, which was 20.0.1. If I from here, if I ping 20.0.1.4, I think 4 was the IP. Ping is coming. That means we have successfully established the VNet pairing between two using our private IP address. Now it is communicating on our private IP address. Common use cases or best practices, if I would say, it was very easy to do it. If I say the use cases, I mean where you should use the VNet pairing. One is First is hub and spoke topology. If you have a hub and spoke topology in your infrastructure, certainly there would be a need to have a hub VNet pairing needs to be done. A pairing will be done over there. Second is if you don't have a hub VNet, you have a single, if you want to have a disaster recovery with the cross region, then the global pairing needs to be established there with the high availability. If you are doing some migration to seamless to move forward your workload fit between one VNet to another, you can do it. If I would talk about the best practices, one is plan your IP address range to avoid overlapping. Second is you should use always NSG to filter your traffic. Monitor your peering connectivity in Azure Monitor or in Azure Network Watcher to make it that it always be healthy. And that's what's all about VNet pairing. So I will wrap up of this topic of VNet pairing. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon button. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a wonderful day.